When your AC stops working, just call the experts at KS Services Heating and Air. They're fast and affordable. Right now, purchase any Bryant energy efficient system and save with 0% interest for 60 months with approved credit. It comes included with a 5-year labor warranty. And our fair price guarantee means that we will always give you 3 quotes for every situation. A good, better, and best. Call KS Services Heating and Air today. We roll on, whatever it takes.
It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Thursday, August 31st. Hey, this is the last day of meteorological summer. How about that? Weather very active today with the remnant circulation of Harvey passing west of the state, but the Labor Day weekend looks pretty good, and the tropics are very active and interesting. So let's go and take a look. Water vapor satellite view early this morning, troughing over the eastern part of Canada. That'll be pulling Harvey northeast. Check the radar this morning. Just a few scattered showers, the more widespread rain across southeast Alabama. No problems at daybreak in terms of severe weather. That's a surface analysis early this morning. The circulation of what used to be Harvey is over central Louisiana, moving northeast. That'll be moving up through North Mississippi and western Tennessee over the next 18 hours, putting us in a very favorable position for an active weather day today. The heaviest rain will most likely be west of here. Flash flood watches in effect for the Mississippi Delta, West Tennessee, much of Kentucky. In Alabama, a few counties in South Alabama under a flash flood watch, but the good news, one, apparently will not be needed for the northern half of the state. But this is the main issue. This is the severe weather outlook today and tonight. We have the standard slight risk over about the northern half of the state. The areas in yellow, north of a line from near Linden to Marbury to Roanoke, and then a marginal risk down to Evergreen, Troy, Eufaula. And we could see a few isolated tornadoes this afternoon or this evening. This is the day one tornado outlook, and what this means, there's a 5% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point. And we stress this is not like spring or fall. This is a tropical hybrid type situation, but still you got to pay attention today. Tomorrow, a risk of severe storms kind of clipping northeast Alabama. The marginal risk, the main risk is north and east of the state. And on day 3, which is Saturday, a marginal risk well up the Atlantic coast. Rain for the next 5 days, about 1 inch for much of the state. And, of course, the bulk of that will be today. After today, things look pretty dry for a while. So, tropical weather. Harvey is technically off the board, finally. Good riddance. Wave train cranking up. Irma on the verge of becoming a hurricane. New wave coming off the African coast. Irma looking pretty good on satellite images this morning. Estimated wind speeds are at 70 miles per hour. This will likely be a hurricane later today. Here's the official track from the National Hurricane Center. They project this to become a major hurricane either tomorrow or Saturday and bring it over to about 55 west. Interesting to note that it loses latitude early next week. And from there, what does it do? Well, let's take a look at the tropical models, and these go out 5 days. And they want to bend it back northward again. Almost all these tropical models suggest this will be a storm that will not get into the Caribbean, that will pass north of there. Let's check the GFS ensemble, 21 members. All the members keep it out of the Caribbean. On the mean of the members, it's the black squares. The latest run, it's the blue line. And again, this almost hints at recurving, but again, we don't know that. In fact, let's look at the European now. This is the 12Z from yesterday. This is the latest we have available, but this is 51 members. And you see the European is farther to the south, and some of the members do bring it into the Caribbean. But the bottom line is we just don't know. It's like throwing darts. We won't know the final destination probably for 5 days here. It's just something to watch for now. Anything could go. In fact, we'll show you the deterministic runs here in a little bit. Tropical Storm Irma's guidance, intensity guidance, you can see most models bring it up to a major hurricane, Category 3. Something to watch. All right, model fans, here's the GFS, the 06Z run, valid today at 1 o'clock. Nice trough over eastern Canada, pulling the remnant circulation of Harvey north and east. There's the surface chart. The circulation should be on the Mississippi River at 1 o'clock today. And I think a key element is, can the sun break out today? Let's look at some of the model severe weather parameters coming off the HER model. This is 6 o'clock this evening, and the one thing we're going to have, it's good low-level helicity. This is the helicity between 0 and 1,000 meters, and those numbers are very high over the western part of the state, and this is at about the time when the daytime heating process should be peaking. But really, they're fairly high pretty much for much of the state. The question, it's the instability. This is the Cape at the same hour. This is 6 o'clock this evening. The really big numbers are down in southeast Alabama, kind of far removed from the circulation center. The lower numbers are closer to the circulation centers. But the key is, can the sun break out? Can we get up in the mid to upper 80s today? If it stays overcast, we stay in the 70s. That would kind of limit the threat. This is the STP, the significant tornado parameter, and those numbers are typically running 1 to 2 units for most places. But these things can always bring some surprises, so just be aware that there's a chance of a few rotating storms and isolated tornadoes, especially from about noon until 8 o'clock. And we'll be watching the radar like a hawk. And remember, many of these are going to be low-topped, short-lived, very hard to warn you about them. This is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Surface low that was Harvey is near Memphis. Let's look at the high-resolution NAM. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. This is suggesting a few scattered storms over the southern quarter of the state and some rain or scattered showers over the Tennessee Valley. The bulk of central Alabama looks dry tomorrow, dry-slotted. And the high should be in the low 80s. Looks like it's going to be fine for the high school football games tomorrow night. Saturday starts the Labor Day weekend. College football for a lot of teams. Looks like most of Alabama in a dry slot. Should be mostly sunny, low to mid 80s. If maybe a few scattered showers down across the southern quarter of the state, Gulf Coast. But again, if you're beach bound, the weather should be pretty fine. I think you'll see a decent amount of sun. Sunday, mostly sunny and warm statewide, mid 80s. Labor Day, sunny, warm, maybe some upper 80s. Go to Tuesday of next week. Moisture begins to creep northward. I think the northern half of the state stays dry. This is Wednesday. A surface front begins to blow through here. And at some point, Tuesday night or Wednesday, there might be a little, fairly good chance we'll see a thunderstorm or two or a shower or two with that front. And this is a week from today, Thursday, September 7th. Very high amplitude. Big ridge in the west. Big trough in the east. And how this evolves will greatly impact what happens with Irma. If this is right, you got to think that trough's going to turn Irma out to sea. If it's right, and that's a big if. This is the surface chart, and we're in dry, comfortable air. Irma is well east of the Bahamas. And then we'll jump out to Saturday, September 9th. And you can see the GFS does indeed turn Irma north, keeping it offshore because of the big trough. And ultimately, that would probably recurve. If this scenario pans out, it brings some rough surf, obviously, to the eastern seaboard, and maybe some wind for Cape Cod and that region up there. But again, that would probably go out. But the European says not so fast. This is the same time here. This is Saturday, September 9th. While the GFS is kind of sweeping Irma out, the Europeans got this sucker over Cuba. So you talk about model madness, this is how you define it. You look at model madness in the dictionary, it says, see this. So again, nobody's going to know, really have a good idea where this thing's going to wind up for 3, 4, 5 more days. We just got to watch it. Check the numbers. Hey, look at the cool down next week off the European. It's got us in the 70s and lows down in the 50s. It's going to feel fantastic if this verifies Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Nice look of fall there. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
AC broken? Just call KS Services Heating and Air. All Bryant energy-efficient systems come with a 5-year labor warranty, and our fair price guarantee means that we'll always give you 3 quotes for every situation. Just call KS Services Heating and Air today.